everybody. Good morning. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkova, and thanks for joining us today. She is broadcasting from an undisclosed location.
I
Ooh,
am.
fancy.
I'm on assignment.
On assignment with the puppies, which is not a bad assignment, right?
Oh, not at all.
Before we get going, though, we are sponsored by Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. You can use our code Tom Jefferson PIK. That's only for today, the 31st of January.
Exactly.
If you are watching this,
we know that yarn purchases are sudden and you need them right now. So if you absolutely need yarn today,
yes.
Tom Jefferson PIK.
But if you are watching this in February, then you will want to use the code GeoWashington PIK because it can get you 20% off of your order of $50 or more at chickenladyfiberarts.com. And I mean, if you're going to buy yarn, if you suddenly have the urge that you have to buy yarn, 20% off is a good deal. I mean, let's just face it. So
it is a good deal. And I mean, Lynn is really cool and she does things like free shipping sometimes.
She does.
Like she did a free shipping yesterday. Sorry, guys. It's out. You missed it. It's out. It's done. But
yeah, it was just random. It was kind of like a little pop-up.
Exactly. But do follow her on social media. Do sign up for her email newsletter and you can get cool stuff like that. And almost always they stack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless there's a few exceptions like her Advent. Those are hugely time intensive and labor intensive, and the codes don't work on those.
And it kind of sounds like they'll be in the mail soon because she's doing the Lent calendar.
She's been talking about how busy she's been with them. Mm-hmm. Like we wanted her on Knitting Wars, and she was like, "Yeah, sorry, girls, I like have work to do." But she makes great yarn. Like this landed the free. This came in the Road Trip USA Advent. And this is a Whoopsie skein. And I don't even know why it's a Whoopsie. Probably just because it wasn't what she wanted it to be, but it's still fabulous.
Beautiful.
So yeah, but you can use our codes, Tom Jefferson for today or Geo Washington for February. So you can get great yarns. I have to put these somewhere because I want to show them again later. Don't want to lose them. Because I tend to like throw things and then when I want them, they're not there. So, okay, so that's up. Yay.
Knit One Print in the chat says I had a sudden need to buy some DK yarn yesterday. It's like, yes, yes, I understand.
Yeah, and I had a sudden need to buy some yarn this week, but it was not Chicken Lady, unfortunately. I had to go to my local yarn shop and because I needed it in my hands right then because sometimes when I design something, it happens like that. And so I think of something and then I know I don't have what I need. And so I have to like have it right now, unfortunately, because I mean, I would rather get Chicken Lady.
That's true. And you can, shop sales. So you have that yarn.
I have a lot of yarn though, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What have you been up to?
Well, I was just thinking maybe we should announce now because it is
sure.
Washington PIK for the month of February. Something else is happening for the month of February. We are doing a new knit along. The knit along, just mid sip for you. The knit along is called Knit Against the Machine. But any craft will do. It just sounded cooler with knit.
Yeah, we tossed around being like craft against the machine, and we're like,
that doesn't sound so cool. Anyways, most of the rules are there's going to be a bingo card, so it's going to be most of the things are not. It's not so much you have to knit this project or even that you have to finish projects. It's work. It's like take a little bit of a step back from being online so much. And, it's different things like, set timers or, set timers on staying away from your phone, listen to an audiobook, read a real book, go for a walk, those sorts of things on a bingo card. Every completed bingo line will be an entry for a maximum of 5 there. And then you can grab new bingo cards. There's 8 of them. Yep.
And as a refresher, to get a bingo, you need to have 5 across, 5 down in a row or 5 diagonal in a row. That's how you do it. We're not doing corners and stuff. You can black out your card. Like if that works out for you, that's fine. I don't think we're giving any extra for people to black it out. But like if you're on a
No.
card, it's working for you, you can use it. You can get a new one, right? Like,
Yep.
so we
Yeah,
don't
you can.
care how you do
Sorry.
it. And I don't know if I talked about it just when we were talking about the actual knit-alongs or if I mentioned it on the show, but like there's a push right now in social media land to have like an analog bag. As knitters, we generally have these anyway because we have our knitting bags with our projects in it. But you know, it's a good time. This knit along is a good time to, you know, maybe make one for yourself. Put a book in there that you've been wanting to read, put a project in there that you've been meaning to start or finish or work on. You know, if you like to color, if you like to, because I know that a lot of us like to, like I like to play games on my phone while my husband's watching something I maybe don't care about. So maybe instead of doing that, I could put my Sudoku book in there. And then I'm still not, because I love my husband. He's fabulous. But I have seen so much of this old house lately that like I'm kind of over it. Like I want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it with all of my attention. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, my kids and I have been listening to audiobooks. My kids have been drawing and coloring and like doing different crafts while we do that. And it's nice because yeah, sometimes there's things you're doing that you aren't focused with your entire brain. It's not like you're
Yes.
at work and you're, you know, building spreadsheets and whatever you might do at your job. It's like, oh, I could kind of like do something with my hands while I'm doing this. And that's kind of Yellowcat says I've been living this old house, right? Well, I think that's been part of the problem is my husband's been obsessed with it. But yeah, so make an analog bag, make a knitting bag, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I've seen there's a couple of de-influencers I watch and they've been calling them analog bags. Put your stuff all in one spot so that when you get the urge to do a bingo square or you get the urge to be like, oh, I'm not gonna play on my phone, you have your stuff right there because part of the problem sometimes is looking for it, right?
Right.
Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love to do X, Y, and Z. And then I'm like, but I have no idea where the hell that is. So if you plan ahead, get your little stuff together, you know, just saying.
Yes. And bingo squares do not stack. And also when you're done with your
They don't stack.
As in you can't complete multiple bingo squares at the same time.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Right.
I wasn't
Sorry.
sure.
It's like they stack in that there's a row, but they don't stack as if, you know, doing multiple things. Anyways, I will have a post on Instagram and that'll be on our accounts. And I'll put one out on my blog so you can see there. And there's
and I'm gonna probably steal Anne's and put it on my Patreon too, just in case like or I will borrow heavily from Anne's post and put it on my Patreon on the free section so you can find it.
Right.
Oh, Mary Ellen. Her husband's watching this old house while she's listening to us. See, that's what we're talking about. You know, you have stuff to do.
But anyways, but yeah, that'll be for the month of February. And you can submit entries to politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com.
Yeah. And geez, what was I just gonna say? Oh, I know what it was. Sorry. That was a total brain fart. Anne and I were talking last night because she was like, I don't have the bingo cards ready. And we were on the phone and I said, do it now. Do it right now. So it was just us sitting in silence on the phone, which was super fun. But
we were together.
You know what? I think sometimes, and when I've had to do stuff for business purposes, I've made Anne sit on the phone with me because sometimes, especially since we work together, it's just easier when you got some support. Because especially like with my kids and stuff, I have a tendency to be like distracted by what they're doing and then I don't focus. So, but I mean, I don't know
the point of the knit along to not be distracted and focus. So
yeah, that's something I really need to work on though, because I am always distracted and not focused. But I know that February is technically the shortest month, but I don't know why. I don't know if it's because in New York, like our January was really bad, but usually January is not that bad. And then in February we get like a storm and we get a,
Mhm.
I feel like February is one of the worst months of the year, even though it is the shortest. And so it's nice that we have this little knit along that we can like be together and all happy and all of that stuff, um, and get us through the slog. It's like, yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend in North Carolina. They're supposed to get 4 to 6 inches of snow. Her
Wow.
kid never went to school last week because of the ice that they got. And so now they're going to have another event. Like,
Yeah.
it's just terrible. I
That's
hate
exciting. Good for
winter.
the kid though. Nothing like snow day for a week.
Oh, no, no. No, they do virtual learning. And apparently it's worse than when they go to school because they do the virtual learning and then they have extra homework. Her kid even had band homework. Like, I mean, obviously you have to practice your instrument or whatever, but like, what homework do you get from band? Really?
They give you
Come on.
extra work when you're at home. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
See?
Emily, some of them are non-knitting things, some of them are knitting things. It's kind of a like craft in a public place, craft outside your house, take a walk without headphones. It's just mindfulness. Some of the stuff doesn't work for people like me and Anne in the middle of the crap weather. But you know, if you live in a nice area, it might be easier for you to like craft outside or um
I think I kept it to craft outside your home, which could mean public place.
yeah, but don't touch your phone, listen to an audiobook while crafting, craft while watching TV, don't touch your phone. So it's kind of just yeah, just it's not a lot of, I don't know, maybe half of them are crafting things and half of them are just kind of getting away from the technology because yeah, Yellowcat says walk up and down your hallway while you're knitting, you know, whatever, it works out.
Treadmill works.
Mm-hmm. So some of it is just one of them's take a nap. I want that square really badly. Can I get all of my squares to say that?
Just
And then I
all of
can
the
get a
squares.
bingo once I hit 5 of them in a row. Like, that'd be great.
Right. Just like this is the one thing bingo, and it's taking naps just all day, every day.
Tree says craft outside. No. Right. I mean, like,
Yeah, that might have
there's not a
worked
time frame on it.
for June.
Mm-hmm. Even here in like November, I could have done it for like 10 minutes, but not with the way it's been lately. Can we craft outside in a few months? Well, this is only for February, so I mean, that's a personal choice. I would encourage you to do it outside in a couple of months. I love knitting outside, like when my kids are playing and I can kind of just like watch them and do my own thing. It's great.
I remember, okay, there was only one time in my life where I was ever actually knitting on the beach because I'm very far away from any coast.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm going to bring my knitting and this is going to be great. And I'm like, oh no, I might get sand in this. Oh, stop. It's too bright out here. Actually, it's warm. What was I thinking?
Emily says it's going to be hard to drag herself away from the Olympics. I don't get local stations, and so I will have to pay for a station to watch the Olympics. I might not do it. But all of these are, I mean, there's stuff like use a paper pattern. You can do that while you're watching the Olympics. There is craft while watching TV, just don't be on your phone. So there's like options for you to make it work out.
Right. One of them is knit during a sporting event. So.
Oh, I didn't see that one on here. Sports ball.
Sports ball. Olympics is my favorite sports ball. I've seen that again. I've said that before. But
Yeah.
it's just like, it's really easy to see who wins. I have a team, America. But
that's funny.
And
Renee, it's pretty simple. There's a bingo card. I just closed my bingo card. There's bingo card. Anne's going to have it in different places. I'm going to put it in different places, Instagram, the blogs, different things. But it's just staying off your phone. A lot of it is just straight up staying off the phone Well, knitting. Oh my gosh, I almost fell out of my chair trying to let the cat in. Sorry. Oh, geez,
Emily
Louise.
says that there's a special going, so you can stream the
Oh,
Olympics.
yeah. I'll have to see. Because I don't know. I think I did that last time, and then I forgot to cancel it, and then I didn't watch the Olympic. It was a whole thing.
I enjoy it.
But so what have you got on your needles? What are you working on?
Me, I am almost to the end of the row.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. I have this sweater that will not be made into anything. Like, I mean, it is being made into something, but this is the 5th time that I've tried to make a sweater out of it. So good luck on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
this was, sorry.
Oh no, I turned my screen off because I had to stand up and get some of my display items from the back.
Okay.
So.
And here we go.
Are we there? Okay, cool.
Okay, so you may recall, so here I am knitting stripy sweaters. You may recall this yarn before.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, so this is Christmas Carol by Holly of Mystery Mouse. And this, I believe, is Brandywine River from Storybrooke Yarns.
Okay.
Anyways, this has been in stash for a very long time, but together they give this really lovely kind of lily pad colors, which I really like. Okay, but this is the one where I wanted a simple V-neck sweater pattern, and they're like, yeah, make a huge I-cord and then pick up stitches.
Yeah.
And then it was short rows across, so it was like this weird long bend, and then they're like, and pick up from the top bit for the neck. And I'd done this, and I'm like, okay, and my yarn is too loose. Let's go down a needle size, and let's do it again, and so I did it like 3 different times. And then I said, you know what? The stripes aren't going to match up anyways, and this is stupid and complicated. So screw it. I'll just have to eat the money that I spent on the pattern. So now I got this one, which is Leomi Smith, basic V-neck pullover. Got it off Etsy. Lovely, lovely pattern, but it is like there's different notations put in there, so it's, you know, all weights, all sizes kind of a thing. And yeah, it is a raglan V-neck. It's incredibly simple. It makes sense. And I also had to rip it out the first time because I forgot my neck increases. So it has neck
Those
increases.
are kind of important.
Yeah. When you do a V-neck sweater, you kind of need to make the V. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think the yarn is beautiful. I hope it works out. And if the sweater actually fits well, I do want to make several of these. Now that I've recently made other fingering weight, thin stripy sweaters, but I want to continue to do this. And if this pattern makes sense, then I can.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
So I've been doing that. I also working on the baby blanket, which if you saw Knitting Wars. Oh, yeah, that's
cool.
That's going well. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. How about you?
So I've been body snatched once again, and I've been making all the things.
What?
So first off, I freehanded this MAGA cap for Trump. It needs a little work. I just did it this morning. It needs some help, but he couldn't wear his Santa hat anymore, right? He needed a new one.
Oh, it's spring.
It's a little long. I need to take out one row because it's hitting him like a beanie instead of a baseball hat. You know, but I think overall for my first attempt, it wasn't bad.
I did great.
And then I finished this on Knitting Wars. I talked about it, but I'm going to be releasing this pattern probably in the next couple days. It is a lovely DK weight hat that is obviously Valentine-y. So I've got that going on. Very exciting. This is Frank, one of my kids' names. He likes his Valentine's hat. This is what I was working on last week.
It's so
it turned out super adorable. The mom of the kid I made it for, my cousin, loved it. So that was great. And I
Little puppy
crocheted like a
singing.
little flower on it when I was, you know, because I thought I wasn't going to have enough yarn. And then I had enough to make a little flower. I was like, oh, that's cool. So that was fun. And then this, did I knit the Trump hat on toothpicks? No, I crocheted it and I used worsted weight yarn, which is probably why it's a little funky. It would have been better had I used a lighter weight yarn, but I chose not to. Cat, get out. She's causing all the trouble today. But this is the one that I've really been working on. And I had hoped to release it yesterday during all of the protests and the shutdowns because it just felt like it was the right thing to do, but it didn't work out. So I'm going to start knitting on this now. But this is my Fafo hat. And as you can see, it's a lovely snowflake pattern, which I'm probably just going to make a pattern with these snowflakes because the chart wasn't that hard to follow. Like sometimes you see charts that are like busy and you're like, oh my God, right? This one wasn't that bad. I see a few things I could maybe correct slightly, but nothing bad. But yeah, this is coming out. But I thought this would be fun to release yesterday, and my timing didn't work. But I don't know. It feels. Somebody asked me to make an ice hat, and because there's all the melt the ice hats, and I've been thinking about it, and I could make a chart that says like support ice or something, but I don't know. I feel like this kind of sums all of it up.
Right.
I don't know. So I may or may not. We'll see. Oh, I did have stitch stoppers, but I've been knitting on it, so that's why it's having an issue. Where will we find these hat patterns? Oh, that's the other thing. So I have a store on Galilee Life. I also sell on my Patreon. If you're an iPhone user though, and you use Patreon, it's like expensive. So I would suggest going to my Galilee Life store. So on Galilee Life, I'm the vendor spotlight. They wrote a little article about me. I didn't even know what was going to happen. I got an email from customer support, and the way it came through, I'm like, this looks like a scam. And then I read it because sometimes it's not a scam, so you double check, right?
Right.
And yeah, it was about me being in an article. I was like, oh, fun. So if you want to learn more about me, you can go over to Galilee Life's blog, and I'm there.
That's cool.
Like, whoa, fun. Make a cube hat and knit the sample in light blue. I actually, that design that's like almost 3D where it's like the cubes kind of like shifting.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about doing that. So it might happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, we need to resist the Civil War. Yeah. I don't know why I've been designing so much, but so this hat though, I think that I'm gonna make one with just snowflakes on it out of this color, my contrast, and then do the snowflakes in the blue.
Yeah.
This yarn is the one this is the yarn I had to just go buy because I needed it for this project. This brand is Spun Right Round, I think, and they hate me, but that's okay. I'm going to continue to use them because when I have to go to the yarn store to get yarn, sometimes it is what it is, and their colors work the best. They have the biggest selection. So there you go.
There you go.
But anyway, so this guy, I mean, I've made enough hats that this pattern's written. Even though I haven't done the decreases, I know that the decreases will work because they're similar to other patterns I've written. So, yeah, so they'll be out this afternoon.
So we have both the lovely Caro Brown and Dreaming Tabitha in the chat who joined us for Knitting Wars. So hello, guys.
Yes. It was a blast on Knitting Wars if you guys missed it. And there was talk about Anne and I being late, and we were talking about punctuality on Knitting Wars. Yes, we were, but Anne, as much as we love her, will always be Anne. So
I'm part Irish. That counts for something.
Yes, and
determinedness of my blood cannot be overcome by.
Gosh. So I think that's everything I got. I mean, it was plenty. I never have this much to talk about. I don't know. Did you use a program for the lettering? I need to make a sports ball hat for Super Bowl. I use Stitch Fiddle. I pay for my subscription because they only let you have a couple of charts in there if you don't pay. And I've got like several hundred charts in there. So, you know, it is what it is. Anne likes to use graph paper. It's all really up to whatever white people punctuality. Yeah, Anne doesn't have white people punctuality. We're still working on it. I texted her with the link to this saying, we'll see you in 35 minutes. She wasn't here in 35 minutes, but then again, I also got distracted and was doing something else now, so it was okay. It was a group effort today.
We got there. We got there. We're here together now with you.
So, all the coffee. I need all the coffee today. It's one of them days. Oh, can I tell you guys one other thing that has nothing to do with anything? I took my kids to Barnes & Noble because they got gift cards for Christmas. And so I got the book for our mystery book club that starts next week for my students.
Nice.
Hey, maybe I'll just throw this out for my patrons too. If you guys want to read Agatha Christie with me, I'm reading And Then There Were None with my students, and it's going to take place over 8 weeks or something. So we can talk about that. But also, while I was at Barnes & Noble on the clearance table, I found this book entitled Classic Christmas Poems.
Yay!
And so I bought it for next year when we do our Advent. Look at how pretty it is.
It is.
I mostly bought it just because it's pretty. Like, I didn't even read the stuff.
That's fair. But we are prepared then.
Yeah.
For Knitmas.
Well, only $5. And so I was like, I will grab this because then, like, and then if I like hate a poem, I can like make an X on the page and then I won't accidentally try to read it to you guys at one point. Yeah. But Mystery Book Club we're reading and then there were none. And then we're going to watch the movie and then we're going to talk about like the differences between books and movies because some of my students said reading 2 books in a co-op session was too much for them because they have like heavy homework schedules.
Right.
So that was a way we got to kind of do it all. So there you go. Okay. Oh no, I lost my bookmark. That'll be fine. So
do we want to start with the knitting news? Because there is a lot of news this week.
Freaking knitters. Okay. So I would like to put out there that Very Pink Knits can kiss my ass. She is how I learned how to do two-handed color work when I was learning all those years ago. And I will continue to use her tutorials because if you put things out on the internet, you cannot tell me I can't watch it.
That is true.
And I also think she's an asshole, but that's, you know, a Stitch and Scott. You haven't missed any political news. We had a lot to talk about, knitting and other things. You should definitely go back and watch it when we're done.
Draft along, all that good stuff.
I never liked Very Pink Knits. You know what? I don't care about her one way or the other. She's the only person, because I knit English style. I can knit continental, but it is not my default. And she's the only person I knit, when I do color work, I knit with one color in each hand. And she was the best tutorial I found for knitting that way. And that's why I used her. So, but yeah, she put out a thing that pretty much said, what, if you are a MAGA, you can kiss her ass and she hates you and you're scum of the earth.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the air. But I'm a little surprised with that the melt the ice hat that everybody is doing it in MAGA red, which is weird. But at the same time, I've always kind of distrusted the red, the red hat thing makes sense in baseball caps. Once we get into beanie land, that becomes a little French Revolution, which is bad, which is literal.
I make a lot of red beanies.
Yeah, but
because they're MAGA.
Because they're MAGA, yes.
Okay.
But the way that hat is with the weird little tassel thing, and I'm like, guys.
Well, I mean, I understand that they're red because the Norwegians had red hats and then they got in trouble for having red hats, correct?
I haven't seen that.
That's what I've heard a lot, more than one person say. That it was a sign of protest that Norwegians were doing, and then the Nazis wouldn't allow them to wear them anymore. So
Ah,
that's why it's red,
I
just
see.
FYI. Um,
Again,
a lot of
performative.
people are saying that that they've unfollowed a lot of people this week. I have too, actually, but I found some new ones to follow.
Mhm.
Yes, Chicken Lady, you were correct. Her words were kindly fuck off. So that was I will kindly do whatever the hell I want to because of America. That's
America.
what I know. Um,
Huh.
yeah, the red is
But
because it's a traditional Nordic hat. Cat says
mhm.
so. They're
But
full blown
anyways,
social.
I'm
Yeah,
sure. Well, and yeah, and there's a couple other big names too. Did you see Stephen West's post?
I didn't.
All right. Well, that he's donating money towards Seeds Worth Sowing, which is run by Black and brown people, and that is put in the thing. I'm like, that is like one of the most racist things I've ever heard. But okay, okay, if Stephen West does it as a virtue signal, I guess it's okay. But it's to help families targeted and affected by ICE, and that they also coordinate efforts for those who cannot safely leave their homes. Now, when ICE is targeting people, they're targeting people specifically with a criminal record. That is that they aren't stopping random people on the street and asking for their papers. They're like, hey, assault, murder, rape, all of these things. So that they are going like, okay, we have a list of names, and they're going after people who have committed crimes. And those are the people that they're freaking out to defend. So it's
Yeah, they're. I don't know. Anytime that anybody feels the need to put somebody's color in a post or something, I'm like, really? Do we need to like really? Does it matter?
yeah. It's like,
Um,
and also you are disqualified. This is such a desperate need that you're disqualified from helping by your skin color.
mhm. um, Lacey says she's glad to have Chicken Lady, that she refuses to buy yarn for people who hate her. Um, and she likes to have her and Tina. We also have Mystery Mouse Knits, and there's Leap of Faith Yarns, and there's several really
Euphoria.
lovely. Yep,
Yeah.
Euphoria. Um, I'm just off the top of my head. I'm sure that
Potion.
there's a lot of people. Potion. Yep. Um, not that we don't love Chicken Lady and we don't want you to buy from her, but I just want you to know
Of
that there
course
are
we do.
actually a lot of people out there.
Mhm.
Um, go find Autumn's list for people to buy fiber from. Is Autumn the one who hated everybody and made the
Yeah.
anti people list? Oh yeah, Forbidden Fiber is good.
Mhm.
Um, and then there's some people who may hate us but don't say it out loud, and so I still also
Because,
support them because I mean life is life, and you're not going to love everybody. But if we can get
mhm,
along, that's also fine.
right.
Um, no, we don't have a list, Lacey. But if you were to like hop on Instagram and check out like the fiber people that Ann and I are following, we I don't know about Ann. I assume that she's about the same. I try not to follow people who hate me, and on occasion I will, and then I find out that they hate me as a
Uh-huh.
yarn person, and then I get rid of them. So you know,
I don't know. I follow a couple people who have the whole pronouns in bio, which is normally a tell, but
yeah,
hopefully not anybody who's screaming about it. They might be sympathetic, but not.
yeah. So so anyway,
Anyway, so
there's a
yeah,
lot of
lots
nonsense, and there's been a
and
lot of people just losing their minds over something that all the other um, presidents have done, you know.
Right. And also it's the, and we said it before, but it's the just blatant lies. It's the, oh, our side was just doing this and only doing that. And I can't believe that officers would respond with deadly force. It's like, again, back to Renee Good. A car is deadly force when you try to run somebody over, okay? And the response to that with deadly force is correct. And then we have this this Alex. I guess it is pronounced pretty. Isn't it?
I heard it. I heard it pronounced pretty, but I don't know.
Pretty. Pretty makes more sense.
Um,
but yes.
So about that dude,
Yes.
I know you're going somewhere, but I saw this clip of him, and just because somebody attacks a law enforcement vehicle does not mean that they should be shot. But before he was shot, like a week before or so, 11 days, he was kicking the taillights out of a ICE vehicle and spitting on it, and so there's this clip of him doing this, and it was hilarious because some liberal woman on some channel, The View or CNN or something, was talking about how, oh, Alex Preddy was one of those guys that if you brought if your daughter brought him home, you would have been thrilled. It would have been so wonderful. He was just so kind and gentle. And she's on half of the screen talking, and on the other half of the screen is him assaulting officers and their vehicle and stuff. And I'm like, wow, you can't get any more obvious than this, and they're still like totally, they have no clue.
Yeah, it's the fiery but mostly peaceful thing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm sorry, if I had a daughter that brought home a guy like that, I would be like, okay, so now I'm gonna go lock you in your room because that's unacceptable. Thank you.
Right. And it's again, it's part of the brainwashing, the mentality, well, of course, ICE are de facto evil, and therefore any sort of unhinged behavior to federal officers is justified. That's the thinking here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't Photoshop him to make him prettier. They used an AI image, which made his jaw stronger and like he was tanner and things to make him more attractive.
Before and after Spider-Man thing, where suddenly he was buff and had a tan. And they also expanded his face, which is pretty, I don't know, it's pretty sick. They did a little bit of this with Renee Good too, where they got an old picture of her, one where she's dressed up and nice and not anything recently, that to be, again, the thing, a prettier victim, that, there'd be more sympathy for them if they're better looking, which is, again, pretty offensive if you're sympathetic with these people, but it's like, I'm sorry, they need to be better looking to be our poster child. Just like how they're doing, all of these nice photos, or they're doing drawn photos of people because the video footage for both cases is so damning. So it's like, let's draw something nice. Let's put a little halo over them, and they're a saint, and they were just doing this. I don't know if you saw, but old Dick Durbin of the Senate, he's still around. He put an AI photo of Alex Preddy on, and he had it printed out. So he put it on the Senate floor, and he's all like, this is terrible. There was a guy without a head in the photo, and he didn't say, hey, so where's this officer's head? Maybe that would be important. Yeah, and then there's another photo going around where it's like, oh, he was just such a good nurse. It's like he helped disabled veterans. And first off, he was an ICU nurse. And secondly, the veterans he's helping in the photo have 2 metal legs, and they're walking it on the thing. That is doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Somebody was saying that there's a rumor going around that he was in the process of being fired. And that maybe is part of why he started acting out so much. It's hard. I don't know. I didn't hear that. I don't know.
I know.
Somebody said Andrea Mowry went woke. Andrea Mowry's always been woke, but she tends to keep it pretty quiet. I didn't see what she said. But she does recognize that she is one of the bigger knitters, and she doesn't tend to be super obnoxious with her views. She's always been woke. How do we know he wasn't a Nurse Ratched type nurse? It's hard to say. I don't know.
Well, there's been several videos going around of Nurse Ratched type nurses.
Oh my God. The woman who told people to put succinylcholine in a syringe?
Yeah.
She got fired. And for anybody that doesn't know, that's used during anesthesia. It is a complete paralytic. So if you were to get it without being intubated, you would suffocate because you would not be able to breathe. So
yes. And also, I heard somebody point out that it's something that's mentioned often in true crime podcasts. So it's like, oh, good. We got the true crimies out there.
Yeah. But it's disturbing the people that are talking about like, oh, you shouldn't take care of people that don't politically align with you. No, like your job as a healthcare professional is to do no harm and help everybody. And I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of that of, oh, I won't do this, I won't do that, and people, refusing medical care. There is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chicken Lady said that Alex quit work 6 months ago to become a full-time protester. Ooh. But somebody just said that the day before they had been turning an ICU patient with him. So go figure.
Crazy stuff.
Yep. Okay, sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's wild. That being a full-time protester pays that well. It's crazy how that works. It's like there's some extra money floating around in Minnesota or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be a professional protester, but I mean, if I could get paid to like hold a sign, but they're not holding signs. That's the other issue. Did you see what they have been doing in Minnesota to the ICE agents, like where they're staying? No. They like at one hotel, they like ran off the security guard. It was the one where there was just one state trooper in front of the building shouting at the people to stay back. You missed that? It was crazy. The state trooper was like bleeding from his face. He'd gotten hit in the head with a brick, I think. Wow. And they were like blowing whistles and banging things. They wrecked the lobby. They were just wreaking havoc. And I mean, it's torture tactics to go to where somebody is sleeping and do that so that they can't sleep, so that they can't work, so that they can't. It's
right. So people are harassed and afraid to work with them. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know.
It's crazy. And I'm sure you saw Mr. Hakeem Jeffries. I think he's one of your boys.
Is he?
New York house?
He's New York City. I don't.
Well, in general. Represents your state. But he was talking about Kristi Noem, saying she's got to be put on ice permanently. It's like, that is a death threat. That is a death threat to a woman. Not to pull the woman card, but you're not saying that about Tom Homan, are you? Like
Tom Homan that Obama gave on a presidential medal to that is now a Nazi?
Oh, yeah.
Their brains don't work. That's the, you know what, out of all of this stuff, okay. That's the thing that I don't understand the most. These people have no common sense. They cannot look at a situation and be like, Obama gave him an award because he was great, and now he's doing the same thing under Trump that he did under Obama, and we're hating him. Like,
well,
what happened here?
Yeah, it's also a it's a 5-second attention span, and B, it's a friend-enemy distinction. So you can totally, well, who knows anything about, his past? I mean, he works for Trump. He's evil. You have that. That's it. And you're like, oh, but all this with Obama. He also worked with Obama. No one's being told that. Nobody knows that. Nobody's
Yeah.
like, I.
Um,
This is something totally separate. But a woman I work with, she was all like, oh, she's like, "Oh, do you see that there's that Melania movie, except she pronounced her name wrong, in the theaters? Who wants to see a movie about Melania?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm like, "Oh no, she's really cool though. She came from Eastern Bloc country. She's very anti-communist. I mean, she's great." And she's looking at me and she's like, "Oh, I guess I don't really know much about her." And I'm like,
mhm.
"Maybe see the film.
Maybe
I don't
maybe watch the movie. Like,
Yeah."
go figure.
And it's like,
Um,
I don't think the movie will probably be about the fact that she speaks 6 languages, but it will be about her outfits, though, which are always good.
yeah. Um, but we were talking about Homan and stuff before that, and like
Well,
the
yeah, but
whole
just general, it's like, oh, I don't know much about that. It's like,
yeah.
well, yeah.
But I think the reason that during Obama nobody really knew about him or was concerned about him is because during Obama's presidency, almost 80% of people that were deported, they did through like they had already been apprehended by state and local authorities for other things, and then ICE was able to take them from secure facilities and remove them. So
Yes.
that's a big difference, and that's part of the issue with the sanctuary cities is that they
Mhm.
are allowing these people who shouldn't be here, who are breaking the law, to be released, and then
Mhm.
it is a lot worse for the agents and for the people around them and even the people they're trying to detain to try to pick them up off the street, you
Right.
know? So there's that.
Though some of the Obama deportation numbers may have been inflated a little bit,
Mhm.
because there were some stories in Arizona of letting people loose on the American side of the border.
Yeah.
So,
But, and then Lacey says mainstream media wasn't attacking him. I mean, there's also that the mainstream media is just horrible. They're making everything awful.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah, and I mean, that's with everything. It's pushing the ICE or Nazis narrative. It's getting people hurt. It's yeah, the whole Don Lemon thing of, enforcing laws on, not white people is
yeah,
slavery.
before we go there though, I think I said it last week, but a quarter of all deportations have happened in Texas. Have we seen a single incident like we have in Minneapolis? No, because they're allowing the agents to do their job without interfering.
Mhm.
And if I had people out there blowing rape whistles at me, okay, not even that. My dad sent me this thing the other day. Um, so I clean houses for a living, right? That's what I do as my actual job. The people that owned a house left a note that said, "We left 100 of those tiny ducks around. Here's a jar. You need to find them all." That's not allowing the cleaner to do their job well.
Right.
That's causing extra stress on the person. I said if somebody did that to me, I would just straight up quit because
Yeah.
they're not trusting me to have expertise in what I do. I've done for 15 years. It's
Mhm.
not nearly as dire as the ICE situation, but when you put extra pressure on somebody in their job, if I had to find 100 ducks while I was trying to also do my job and hit all the places I need to hit and clean all the things I need to do, that's too much stress. Having these people shouting at you in the streets and blowing rape whistles and
They're escalating the
and
situation.
and they're making it so that these officers can't make good decisions, or not
Mhm.
that they can't, but it's harder to make a good decision when you're under extra pressure. And
Right.
so, not that anybody deserves to die, but also when you ratchet everything up to 100 and then you put them in a situation where they're fearful for their life, yes, there's more violence that is going to happen because you can't do your job well when you are under that extra stress. So Texas sheep lays like ducks. It's a little funny joke. We did it to my parents when they were in Florida last year. They're like this big. They're teeny tiny ducks. We hid them all over their house. My parents are still finding them because we hid them in some great places. And that's why I would never ever clean a house if somebody said that to me, because I'm not going to go in your cabinet behind all your cups to find a duck. Like we hid them. You know what I mean? That's just stupid. I'm not going to go through your drawers. That's not my job.
And also, all the effort, you could have cleaned your own house, honestly.
There are some protests in Texas. Apparently, school children in Austin were taken out of school by their teachers to protest. I would be livid. That is not anything that needs to be happening in a school.
That was something in Minnesota.
I didn't hear about that.
Where, they closed due to weather, but they didn't really need to close due to weather. Like, yeah, it was cold, but they clearly wanted the extra protesters.
Yeah. They're saying Austin has protesters, but not riots. And it's the whole thing. Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not protests in other states, but I'm saying that they've taken out a quarter of all the illegals from Texas, and we haven't had these issues. And then it makes you wonder. I mean, obviously, like there's speculation that Alex Preddy was being paid. And then it makes you wonder, well, who's paying them? Is it to cover up all the fraud that had just been discovered right before? Like we were talking Minnesota fraud. Oh my God, riots and killings. Like it very quickly went from one to the other. And so,
Yeah, there was, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was suddenly riots in other places where fraud is being uncovered, like Maine is a huge one. But, if all the national focus is in Minnesota,
sorry.
It's already started.
I didn't mean to do that.
Then, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You only need one riot. That's where all the focus is in.
Yeah, it's just, anyway, I don't know how anybody could do their job under that pressure.
That's true.
Anybody who's continuing to do that job, like, God bless them. The left wants the violence to happen so they can have victims. Yes, Mystery Mouse, you are correct.
They do. And it is a very, it's a very Gazan mentality. I mean, you've seen the people who are like, oh yeah, I'm going to bring my children to these protests. It is specifically, let's put children in harm's way. So when the officer harms children, they can say, ICE officer has done this horrible thing. That again, it's making, again, not to pun it, but it is making pretty victims, and then they Photoshop them so they look nicer. It is, and again, the classism, the excuses, the how dare somebody dirty like an officer. Yes,
I said that last week.
Yeah, but it's somebody, gosh, and there's lots of people, stupid people on the internet, but it was, oh, well, look, he was a nurse. Oh, because nurses are high class. Renee Good was a poet. There's a classism there. And oh, the ICE agents are probably high school dropouts. And it's like, what sort of
who cares?
It's like, A, who cares? B, you don't know that. You don't know their life. And also, it's a dismissive of, we are the nice, educated people who are doing the good thing, and you are the evil and the ignorant and whatever. And, it's like, oh, and you must be, racist, white, down the line stuff. But yeah, and the guy who shot Renee Good, that they're like, oh, well, it's like he's, people were shocked at his marriage and stuff, and they were saying, and he had other accommodations and things, like, oh, this is impossible. There's another picture going around of a guy who he has this gold chain bracelet, and they're like, oh, well, the Nazis enriched themselves by stealing from people too, when they arrest them, and everyone's like, I'm pretty sure this guy's just Hispanic. But also it's
Yeah.
like, no, they're not stealing jewelry off people. They are arresting criminals. They're actually arresting criminals. And actual facts are happening on the actual ground. You do not have to project things. You have, or flipping it, you must project things in order to make this narrative work. Once the real facts of the case come out, it's over. And in the chat, Laken Riley was studying to be a nurse and nothing said about her. We have people assaulted, killed, teenage girls murdered, and all of these things are happening because of violent illegal criminals. And again, no sympathy there. Yes, sympathy for, think of the families of these violent criminals who, again, they are being deported. They are being kicked out of the country. And I'm sure there's some other legal process. But again, it's like, how evil of us to not want them in America anymore when they, and forgive me for forgetting the number off the top of my head, but it's the, of the illegals who commit murder, it's a very small number for one murder. Like, these are multiple offenders. That's like, you don't get we'll just give you a freebie, would still be wrong. But again, multiple times that people have done crimes, they've, in and out of facilities. So yeah, it's.
Yeah. We're already coming up on an hour, Anne, and I've got like 6 more things on my list. So shall we try to like power through kind of quicker?
Okay, sorry.
No, it's just there's so much to talk about. Let's talk about Omar real quick.
Yes.
Ilhan Omar got sprayed by a brown liquid in a press conference or something. After that happened, I saw a picture of her and what looked like the man that attacked her together. They were trying to make him sound like he was a crazy white ringer. I don't know whether or not he was, but she was sprayed with apple cider vinegar.
Weird choice.
Which is halal, in case anybody wants to know, which means that it wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, if I was going to go after someone that I knew was Muslim, I would probably put like bacon grease in some sort of like liquid and like something that would be upsetting to them, not just like something that is.
Vinegar is kind of like, yeah, I just pulled something out of my cabinet and, I was out of lemon juice or.
Yeah, something that is like, it's hygienic and it's fine, and she didn't even wipe it off. I'm sorry. If somebody sprayed some weird shit on me and I wasn't involved in it and I didn't know what was happening, I would probably be upset. I would probably like try to like go wash up.
It's a strong smelling liquid.
Somebody said the picture of them together was AI. See, that's why I said I saw it, but I didn't know. Yeah. The wife was definitely an Omar supporter. Yep. Bacon grease doesn't come out of clothing. Right. But I'm just saying, like, this is, and it's not because I would ever do anything, but you think about things, right? Like they are very strict about what they can eat and have and stuff. And that's definitely bad.
If you want to do a quote bigoted attack, then, you'd think it'd be more directed than that.
Yeah, she did none of the things you're supposed to do and sprayed with an unknown substance because she values her dignity more than she values her life. She said that she was going to stand up and she wasn't scared. And I'm not to the point of saying it was staged, but it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah. He sprayed her in the chest, stomach. I thought if you're intending to do harm, you spray her in the face, not part of somebody's body with 3 layers of clothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of things. So that was a crazy thing. We're still waiting for more information. It was weird though. The whole thing was weird. I'm sorry. If somebody was coming at me, like the guard didn't go very quickly. She like went at him. It just felt very weird. That's all. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next? Lemon, Synagogue, Fulton County.
Ooh, Haven't heard that one. What's that?
Fulton County? Oh, the FBI is checking into their 2020 voter records.
Oh, excellent.
I was listening to, maybe it was Charlie Kirk. Cash Patel was on for like a minute. Like he came on and said, yeah, we got this. And they were making a fuss because they said, how are we going to know that the integrity is going to be upheld and the voters' privacy? And he's like, dude, we're the FBI. Like, it's all right. We know how to do this. So yeah, Fulton County is being investigated.
Excellent.
Oh, and a fun fact I learned today. So just so you guys know, 90% of the cases that Trump has taken up to the Supreme Court, that his administration has taken to the Supreme Court, he has won 90% of them. So if you think that lower level judges aren't doing shit just to try to stop him, you're wrong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally.
Because nobody wins 90% of their stuff if they are the one that is in the wrong. Just saying. I just want to throw that out there. Oh, and they're trying to not fund DHS. You know, we're in a mini shutdown at the moment because the House isn't going to vote until Monday. Because they hate Noem. What do you think about Noem? They hate her. She's fine.
Oh, she's fantastic. I love her. But I mean, people are like, "Oh, you should fire her. They should fire her. This is terrible. This is a disaster." It's like, I'm pretty sure that she was given the position because she did not stand down. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever else she does might be a little silly, lip fillers, mistake.
The woman who wrote a book and talked about shooting her own dog because it wasn't acting the way she wanted it to is not going to be concerned about you people. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
And also,
you need the shoot the dog mentality. Okay, that people you get smacked for things. I'm sorry, I don't care if it was a pretty dog. It was a biting dog and it killed someone else's chickens. Dog had to die.
The more they hate her, the more I think she must be doing well. True, but I find it funny because they're like, "Oh, we can't have this DHS, ICE, blah blah." ICE is funded through 2029. So this is just people posturing. This is not about ICE. It's about just them making whatever. So anyway.
Well, did you see that they, again, Arizona news, because that's what I've been hearing news. But they bought a warehouse in Arizona, like a 7 football field size warehouse to help with deportations.
Oh, cool. I'm yeah. Oh, they also got Arizona ballots to look into.
Nice. Excellent. No, because that's it's like, okay, if we're, to take the platitude, if we're taking our country back, voting is incredibly important. And that there's different places that are already saying this, that like, oh yeah, we're banning ICE agents from around polling centers. And again, it's like,
ICE agents have no reason to be at a polling center.
Yeah, it's like, why would they be at a polling center? Like that's kind of an illogical place because voting is for American citizens and illegals are not that. So why?
Right.
And yeah, it's because of all the illegals voting. It's because it's importing voters specifically to win elections.
Well, and they're trying to push through the SAVE Act, which would require federal ID for all elections. And I have no issue with that. And they're talking about like, sure, let's have mail-in ballots. You have to provide a legitimate ID to request one, and then you have to provide a copy of your legitimate ID when you return it. And I think that is fine. That makes perfect sense. And there's no reason that people is not disenfranchising anybody to have to show ID. I mean, people who go buy alcohol, lotto tickets, drive a car. I mean, there are so many things that you do that you require ID that you can't go around and tell me that people don't know how to get an ID. That is the bigotry of low expectations or whatever. Like that whole, like, these people are too freaking stupid to know how to do it. No, they're not. That's not true. You're a dumbass. Please go away.
Right. And also it's And again, it's the projected thing that it's like,
Oh,
oh, well, these
I don't know if that's true, but I mean, if so,
makes
it it,
sense.
it would make sense.
But yeah, it's the projected thing where it's like, oh, but don't you know that they will just, that use this ID thing as like a harassment tool that you'll be stopped for ID if you're not white, and they'll just throw you in jail. They'll just do that. It's that weird. I don't know if you're seeing this from people, but the whole I'm afraid to walk around when there's ICE agents because they're going to stop me and ask for my ID, even if I'm a white guy, kind of a
Yeah,
mentality. And it's like that's just not what happens. It's
it's
the
not.
it's like, oh, ICE agents just steal people. That's what they do. They're Nazis who steal people, and they're going to steal people at polling agents. It's like, again, it's not in reality
Yeah,
attitude towards these federal agents.
it's not any of it. And then they've got like, jeez, I totally lost my train of thought again. I'm so sorry. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyway,
Anyways,
moving on.
there's a lot of things to talk about. I do have a bit of international news that there's plenty of stuff happening in America.
hmm I mean, there was the attack on well, I don't know if it was an attack. There was the person who drove their car repeatedly into a synagogue in New York City.
Well,
So the person said they were trying to park, but I believe that they backed into it more than once. So generally, when I'm trying to park, even though I'm not the best at it, I don't run into the doors of a building several times. So
right.
that did happen, and our new lovely mayor of New York City did condemn the anti-Semitism. So
Mm,
that's it's on video, and they were driving into the doors. Yes,
right.
but you know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It was about the people being detained that aren't supposed to be. There was a thing going around about a grandfather who was detained, and that they pulled him outside in his underwear, and oh my god, so upsetting. So the guy that was detained
Mhm.
wouldn't provide ID, wouldn't tell them who he was, and he was living with two illegals that were wanted for sexual crimes against minors, and he did somewhat fit the description of the people, so therefore he was detained until they could figure out who he was. Like all of this, like, oh, people are being they're not just
Right.
being detained, they're there for a reason. You're not cooperating,
Mhm.
dumbasses. So anyway,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah, he wasn't able to put clothes on. It's like, yeah, because he's being uncooperative.
yeah, so the
Anyways,
synagogue thing, and then the last thing I had was about Don Lemon. He got
okay,
arrested finally. I don't know
yes.
if there's a whole bunch more information than that. I assume he's probably already been let out. I didn't hear anything about it yesterday afternoon.
No, I just saw a bunch of people spurging about him having been arrested. They're putting us back in chains, sort of a mentality.
Oh, one of the women that was involved in it said, "Oh, I felt like a slave because I had a belly chain." You fucking broke you FAFO. And so now that's what happens. Anybody who gets arrested gets put in chains. And if they are resisting or violent or many things, they will put one around your belly too.
Mhm.
So go away.
Yeah,
He's been released. He had a press conference that like 10 people showed up to.
he had his fan club, and maybe some people looking for a free lunch.
Yeah. Um, so I hope that I hope that justice is done, because if he like makes a plea deal or if he's let out or something, it will give him clout, and we don't need that. Um, he needs to be put away long enough that they will be embarrassed to bring him back out once he's out. So I just hope that that happens. Okay, so what do you got?
Me? I
Mhm.
have a bit of international news.
Okay.
In connection with our previous things of both nurses and the attack on a synagogue. So, you may remember the Bondi massacre. So the West Sydney Hospital,
Mhm.
one of the women who were shot in that attack, she was taken to. Okay, that same hospital that in recent weeks had two nurses say that they would kill any Zionists who they was under their care in big quotes.
Wait,
um
wait, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you properly. The
yes.
hospital said that it was going to kill Zionists that
No,
were
no,
under.
no, two of the nurses who work at
Okay,
the
I'm sorry.
hospital.
I missed the nurse part, and I was like, "Excuse me,
You're like, excuse me, the whole hospital?
what is
No, no,
happening?"
not the whole hospital. But okay, so a woman from that attack was taken to the hospital, and some of the nurses there changed her name and left her religion blank for her protection in that hospital. That they said her
Wow,
name was Karen Jones, and they left it
that's
at that.
insane.
Yep, because well, and again, better. I mean, I'm glad that she was protected, that somebody, took that into it's like we are making, but that they felt the need to do that, that they
Hmm.
felt the need to protect the Jewish woman who was just shot at a Hanukkah, festival thing
Hmm.
on the beach. That it wasn't just that you have this horrible attack, but that you're also afraid for her safety of your own staff, that wasn't already something that was taken care of.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
Um, but yeah, we got that. We have uh a little British news that we have, just a small follow up. It's been a while since we mentioned this, but there was a Surrey police officer who was fired for, having porn and nudes and for buying drugs on his work phone. But it was also the same police officer who arrested Caroline Farrow, who was a lady who said online, about, men being men and women being women. And they took all of her devices and they put her in jail and they harassed her and they did everything. But yeah, that it's the same, it's evil, corrupt officers harassing people. And later it comes out like, yeah, so yeah, this guy's criminal. Guy does bad stuff.
Great.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, got that going. Oh, we, you know, update from Crazy. We have Tucker Carlson talking about how lovely and safe he feels in Saudi Arabia, even though Saudi Arabia is not lovely and safe as a Christian, as he specifically said in his speech. And it is very forceful double speak. It's the I don't know what you're talking about. I feel so safe here. And it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, you feel safe here because you're a foreign paid agent there to tell people how safe you feel there. It's not the same way for everybody on the ground. Also, Candace Owens is openly attacking Erica Kirk. Surprise, surprise.
Dude,
Um, she
I
would.
saw a clip of her. Is that what you're going to talk about with the guy?
Oh, oh, go ahead.
No, there was some guy was on the show with her. I don't know who he was, and he was like, "I'm not going to say anything." But Erica Kirk killed him, and then she laughs like a hyena, like it's the funniest thing she's ever heard. And I don't know how anybody could possibly have any respect for that woman anymore. Just sorry,
Right,
didn't mean to
right.
take your thunder.
Oh, that's again, totally correct. But yeah, Jeremy Boring is out talking about him, saying how much he regrets ever having hired her for Daily Wire.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna say that he was
One of
like
the crazy
with
ones?
her, and I
No.
was like, oh my god, no. Okay.
No, because he's been he's been working on his Pendragon cycle, the show that the Daily
Hmm.
Wire is doing. So now he's coming back to the internet and promoting it. So he was like on trigonometry and other stuff. So he's out and talking about it, which is good. I did see that Trump on Truth Social had a post that was specifically about Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, the Hodge twins, Owen Schroyer, I think his
Oh
name
wait,
is.
the Hodge twins are bad now too.
Oh, they've been bad for a while. They're awful.
Okay, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, and also that there's a sort of dichotomy thing that the person who runs their Facebook account is not the person who runs their Twitter, because the Twitter is straight up racist, anti-Semitic, the rest of it, and the Facebook page gives pat conservative opinions. And
Because
that
I see him on Instagram, and it must be the same person as Facebook.
yeah,
Because
I don't
those two
know.
are connected. Because I've never noticed anything that made me like, oh my god. So I'll have to go
Yeah,
look into that. That's good to
they're
know.
they're it's not good.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely. Well, very much the Andrew Tate fanboy crowd.
Hmm.
But they're in there with Candace and Tucker and the rest of them.
Okay, good to
Um,
know.
but anyways, that Trump on Truth Social had shut the F up about with them talking. So that
Okay.
was very interesting. Um, but yes, that again in little quote influencer bubble news that's going on.
Okay.
Um,
Trash people.
yeah, but yeah, other stuff. There was um, sorry.
I'm sorry. Totally nothing to do with it, but Amy says that she came on because she heard the spreadsheet bat call. I mentioned him like 7 seconds ago at the beginning, and that's how Amy knew how to come on. So,
Exactly. She had a
sorry.
spider sense, probably
Hmm.
doing other things on a Saturday morning, but it's like she knew. She knew. Um, but yeah, anyways, that this past Tuesday when we were on Name Wars, it was Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Hmm.
And they also, Israel did bring the body of the last hostage home, which was,
Awesome.
yeah, which was awesome. But also, they had to get a strike team together to do it. That there wasn't a negotiation, it wasn't anything else. It's like they refused to give the last body, and which is one of the really really commendable, I think, really beautiful things, because I mean we can say like, oh, why are you risking lives to bring a body back? And it really is, showing of the respect for that life by
Hmm.
even respecting, your corpse after you're gone. That is very much a no, we will get you back.
Right.
No, we care about you so much that we will care about you. And again, and especially when we have, so many different things around the very, we have euthanasia and abortion and these like culture of death things. Like there, okay, and again, back in horrible Canada news, but that there was a man euthanized, and he was eligible because he was diabetic and blind and 26 years old. And again, it's like your life isn't worth living, done, stop. It's like, no, it's like, again, having the respect for life, having the respect of the memories of those gone, having respect, for these things. And
So
it brings
sad.
it out. It's like, what do you value? What do you value in people's lives? Anyways, that it shows throughout. So, having this, and again, the memorials of the Holocaust, the memory of the dead, to keep them alive because you value their lives even after they're gone, is, yeah, it's an incredibly important thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
yep. Freaking A, man. Anything else happening in the world we gotta know about?
In Afghanistan, I mean, Taliban's pulling crap. They always do. Taliban says slavery is cool. Surprise, surprise. Women cannot be educated beyond elementary, but at the same time, women cannot be treated by male doctors. So if you so much as have a toothache or any actual serious like internal concern, well, a man cannot see you, and your female doctor cannot be professionally trained. So that's
very, very sad.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's just, again, more death and suffering and misery, and it sucks. And how dark are the dark places of the world? Anyways, yeah, we are nearing an hour and a half, and that's much longer than we like to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But on the upside, there is yarn.
There is yarn.
There's Festivus and Thicket from Chicken Lady, which we know Anne loves, even though she's not wearing her sweater because she made an entire sweater about this.
It is a beautiful sweater, and Lynn, the stripes were perfect between the two different skeins of variegated yarn, which is difficult.
So, we didn't even touch on the Epstein file drop. That I saw that came out yesterday. I didn't have time to get into it. Bongino comes back on Monday. I cannot wait. His show is going to be 2 hours long now instead of 1. I also really like Vince, who was his replacement while he was gone. He's going to be on for 2 hours. So from 8 to noon, you're going to have Vince and Bongino. I highly recommend the Bongino show, if nothing else. But anyway, we're crafting. We are doing a mindful craft along this year, this month, not this year. We have a whole bunch of different squares. The bingo squares are available on Anne's blog and Instagram, and they may not be yet, but they're going to be because it starts tomorrow.
I will get them out today so we can start that tomorrow. Knit Against the Machine.
Knit Against the Machine, and thanks to Amy from Two Sisters and Some Yarn for some of those ideas and helping craft it.
Yes,
get your analog bag, get your things ready, so that when it's time to be mindfully crafting or mindfully doing other things, you have all your stuff there. So you're not hunting around trying to figure out what you're going to do. Emily, Vince is doing a separate show. His is from 8 to 10, and then Bongino's on from 10 to 12.
Wow.
I'm pretty stoked. I won't lie. Crochet is welcome. Freaking embroidery, weaving, spinning. It's a mindful craft along. So if you want to work on dude, I don't care. You can do paper crafts. You can scrapbook, whatever. It's the idea is to be not on your phone, a little bit more mindful.
Exactly. The title is Knit Against the Machine, just as we underwater basket weaving.
I mean, have at it, please.
Please show your photos of underwater basket weaving.
If you're going to do something crazy, please show us because we want to know.
Yeah.
Sewing, yes, all of it.
Again, all crafting counts, but knit is in the title. We are, after all, a knitting podcast.
It is politically incorrect, knitters. And it sounded cooler. No offense to all the other crafts, but
Knit
Against the Machine sound better than Craft Against the Machine in our humble opinions.
We have a cool logo. So.
We do have a cool logo. It's on the thumbnail for this, so you've already seen it. But check out Lynn. She is cool. She has the code Tom Jefferson PIK for 20% off of your order of $50 or more for today only. If you are watching this in February, you need to use the code Geo Washington PIK because that's how you're going to get your money off of your awesome yarns.
Exactly. Because we love you.
I'm not very good at my Vanna.
We care about you, and we want you to get a good deal.
Yeah. So.
With pretty yarn.
It is pretty yarn. So check everybody out. Join the knit along. I'm going to have stuff on my Patreon, and I'm going to have my I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. My FAFO hat is coming out this afternoon. I'm to the decreases. I had to stop because I couldn't count, and that's the only problem about decreases, because I have to like think.
Yeah.
FAFO, Valentine's hat's coming out. Find them. It's really, really cool. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Cool, guys. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Oh, say.